Today I'll be replacing the old brake fluid in our CX-5, and that requires lifting the car and putting it on jack stands, like this. And I did that by using this jack point because it allows you to lift it once and place both front jack stands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this jack point lets you do the same for the rear. If this were two-wheel drive, I'd use the rear cross member. Mazda recommends changing the brake fluid every 2 years or every 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. But we have been on the original fluid for over 8 years and over 140,000 miles. So we're way past due, but I'm gonna knock it out today. And after I get the wheels off, all the hard work is done. And real quick, I am going to release the parking brake. And it's off. Pop the hood. I made a pressure bleeder out of some stuff I had laying around, mainly because I wanted to see if I can do it. But I also wanted to do it solo, and I didn't want to have to keep getting in and out of the car to pump the brakes. Because if this doesn't work, it's the old get a partner bleed method, because I didn't put speed bleeders on this car yet. Oh, let's see. Where is it leaking? It didn't work right away, but after some troubleshooting, I got it to seal. It's holding well enough for me to do one wheel and then come back and check. So I'm gonna give it a shot. So I'm gonna take the boot off the little bleed screw on all of them. And this is what the front one looks like. Ugh. And the manual states to start with the one farthest away. So this is the passenger side one. And I'm using a 10mm socket to crack it. It's cracked. 10mm flare nut wrench. Tubing. I'm going to pump as much of this out as I can. I need a third hand. Maybe I'll get this to work. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. That worked. Yeah, I may just keep topping it off. I don't like the idea of taking this filter out and sitting it anywhere. So I got 4 of these, and I do not expect to need them all. The manual states to keep it at least 3/4 full while bleeding. So if I put this on, I should be able to pressurize it, and it shouldn't need much pressure. And after I cracked the bleeder, light brown fluid started flowing out. But anyway, it's flowing. The pressure is working, so I'm gonna stop it. And that's what the old fluid looks like. That's where the fluid is after cracking the bleeder on the first wheel a few times. So I'm gonna let it go a little lower before I start introducing fresh fluid to get as much of the old stuff out as I can. Still holding, and there's still fluid, so I'm gonna go release some more. Maybe give it a little bit more. So I'm gonna release it. There we go, old fluid coming out. Now at this point, if I was just bleeding them, I will be good because there's no air in this line, but I'm not bleeding. I'm trying to flush all the old fluid out. So this is gonna take a bit longer. I just topped off the reservoir with fresh fluid, so I'm gonna keep doing this. And by the time the last of the old fluid comes through here, it'll be a lot easier to see when fresh fluid makes it through to the other calipers. So I'm gonna close it off. You see the drill. Oh, it moves a little bit faster if you give it a little more of an opening. Oh, it's flowing real good, and that fluid looks like new fluid. So I'm gonna go ahead and top it off and call this one good. I mean, that's pretty clear. If I do this again, I'm gonna take more of the old fluid out. I was just a bit nervous, but I wasn't used to this shape of reservoir. So this will be the last one on this one. Then I'm gonna move over to the other one. All right, so that's the reference on what the new fluid looks like coming out. And you don't gotta hit that too hard, just snug. Let's move over to the driver's side rear. So that's what the old stuff looks like. And that's what the fresh stuff looks like. Here's a comparison of the old fluid and the fresh fluid. And this is the passenger side front. Again, the old and the new. And this is the driver's side front. All right. If I didn't have a pressure bleeder or a modified sprayer like I made, I would have had my wife press, and then press and hold the brake pedal. Then I would crack the bleeder screw, observe the fluid that flowed, and then close it back. And I would repeat that until the fluid in the tube was both bubble-free and clear like the fresh fluid. And the order would be passenger side rear, driver side rear, passenger side front, then driver side front. And it doesn't matter what side your steering wheel is on. I was also prepared to look into bleeding the ABS system, but the 2 Mazda manuals I had made no mention of it in the bleed procedure, so I left it alone. Then I topped off the fluid to the max line, and then there was only one thing left to do. I'm going to rotate the tires and give the car back to my wife. And on this car, it's just rotate the fronts to the back, and then take the backs and cross over to the opposite side front. 100 foot-pounds.